An update to the workflow for local retouching of sculptural models. Here we use technology like Non-mainland to assist with localized refinements. The local retouching feature for the head model of the statue is very poor, almost unable to perceive context and compare post-transfer results under non-human references. Then let's take a look at the workflow. I'm using RunningHub, the largest online ComfyUI platform worldwide, which is also the most commonly used ComfyUI online workspace. The latest and best technologies are continuously updated there in sync. To make the local repaint of the sculpture model take effect, we use such a sampling node from Non-mainland in this project. Non-mainland is an intuitive plug-and-play redrawing tool that thinks during the sampling process. Why didn't we think of such tools before? Since most models after the Flux model basically have local repainting functionality, whether good or bad, so let's retrieve this tool again. What's worth noting is that it doesn't support noise models alone. It still supports many other mainstream models. So for example, retouching this video might be worth trying. The workflow, aside from the sampler, is basically a local repainting workflow that uses latent noise settings. The image is encoded, and then a mask is set in the latent space to determine which parts need to be redrawn. Here, I clearly intend to use this guy. Right-click to open it in the mask editor, paint over the area you want to repaint, then click Save. The number of steps in the sampler is set to 94 and 1, which is very reasonable. It's the basic recommended setting for noise models. Then, in this area below, the sampler scheduler can retain past experiences and sample noise values as 1. There are 2 values at the bottom. So the number here represents the steps taken by Non-mainland to think through the problem. The higher the number, the longer it takes to generate results, but it might also lead to better outcomes. So which one takes priority here, image or tiers? Image priority will prioritize perceiving our images and might pick up some context as well. TSS will prioritize the text we input, which should be a very simple task. With just a bit of imagination from the model, we can complete this task easily. As long as it doesn't look too weird at the edges, the task is considered successful. The first time I used the noise image model, I already tested its local repaint feature and found it to be very poor, completely failing to blend seamlessly. Then what is the purpose of using a local repaint workflow without employing an image editing model for a true form model? For example, what I can see now is that it allows this old soft model to function and then perform local repaints. If this were an old soft model of a person's face, we could redraw it on the face, and there might be some other application scenarios as well. Then let's look at some test results. In another test result, I replaced the hair on the head, and the problem might be that the mask isn't covering well enough. Another one is replacing the pig head in a previously rendered image with the head of a Keelan. Then this Keelan is completely lifeless, but fortunately it completed the task successfully. The third redraw is for gemstones. Before rendering, we can set some constraints to prevent performance issues or create excessively large sizes that aren't suitable for the model. The image sticks to the mask, the image sticks to the image, and the mask sticks to the mask. Set width and height. Use the longest side as the constraint. Make sure there are multiples of 16, thus creating a size constraint. This node allows you to also constrain the mask size, which is very convenient. Navigate to RunningHub, click on AI, or click the link in the introduction to register, and you'll receive 1,200 points. Logging in daily will also give you 100 points. The corresponding AI workflow and one-click AI applications have been deployed online. Can be run and tested online. Now let's look at the non-human reference test section. If we go through these steps this week, I'll summarize them here to test how 3 models perform when the input is an image resembling a monster rather than a human. Then there's the first one, STD. In Google Video, a child runs toward the camera and there's some flickering in the background. The result looks like this. At the very beginning, there was something special. The model initially shows typical overfitting to the video, but then performs normally afterward. This level of excess is not an issue. Although it converts images to video because the area we occupy in this frame is too small, the similarity has already dropped. The snake behind the monster wasn't shown, but the main shot was well preserved and completed the task adequately. I think proper guidance might help make the effect more complete. Another test showed that something was wrong with the external model. The key is that the animate model is in the text-to-video generator, and it's still using references. Then it comes down to this. He can refer to this part about the character's background like the snake head. The problem is that there's almost no chance to win besides that. Run back and forth, including matching similar ones. What about the one-to-all model? Oh, it gave me a scene where a real person is running towards me. So most of the time, this channel shares open source models and projects, but it's actually the closed source models that make RunningHub really powerful. It brought down the prices of many popular models like video. Some models like Keling and Wanxiang have specifications that are even lower than the officially announced prices. The more you use it, the more you'll realize that saving up over time really adds up.